The first time he saw them, he wasn't looking through a telescope or a grainy camera lens, because he was standing right behind a thick pane of reinforced glass, in a room that smelled like ozone and old copper. He looked down into the main bay and saw three distinct groups of beings that didn't belong in any biology textbook he'd ever read. Standing near the center were these tall, striking figures, wearing glowing white robes that seemed to swallow the shadows around them. They had long blonde hair and bright eyes, looking exactly like the legends of ancient Vikings. But there was nothing warm or human about the way they moved. These were the Nordics, and they weren't just visiting. They were running the entire show. He watched as one of the tall ones made a small gesture with its hand, and a group of shorter, gray-skinned entities immediately scrambled to adjust a series of conduits on the engine. It was a clear, cold hierarchy, where the Greys acted like lab assistants or maybe even biological drones, doing all the heavy lifting, while the Nordics watched with a clinical sort of detachment. But then he noticed the things standing by the doors, and his stomach did a slow roll. They looked like giant, upright insects with hard, chitinous shells that reflected the dim light in a way that made them look more like machines than living creatures. These big bug entities didn't talk or move much, because they were there for one reason: perimeter security. They stood perfectly still, but you could feel them tracking every movement in the room, making sure nobody stepped out of line. The whistleblower realized right